What is going on? My name is AlTone, and this is the glider from FliteTest that I've actually built. They have a better build video where they take you through step by step on how to do that. I'll try to make sure I link that down in the description of this video, but I'm just going to share with you or show you my build experience quickly with you and then just tell you a little bit about it afterwards. So let's get into the build video quickly and then we'll come back and I'll tell you a little bit about it. So here we have the FT glider. It's the Wonder Glider from FliteTest, and it actually comes in a 5-pack, which was really good. So I was able to start building this one myself and give one to a friend. So I have 3 left that I can now build, and one of which I'm actually going to add a motor to, and I'll talk about that later in the video just a little bit. If you take your time, and I'm not sure if you realize this, but I'm actually watching the FliteTest build video as I'm doing this. This was on my iPad, and I have my earpods in, and I'm watching that as I'm doing this. I'm just taking my time. I'm also using a gift card and a razor blade, and I have all of my tools there ready and essentially ready to go, so that I can actually go through and do everything that I need to and not have to go looking for stuff. And that's the thing that you want to do. Make sure that you have all of the tools and everything with you that you're going to need to be able to do the build and get it done. And then just follow the instructions. At one point, I actually made a mistake and glued something down that shouldn't have been glued down. And I realized early enough that I was able to try to, wipe as much of that glue off before it dried as possible. But I did glue one surface on the fuselage before it needed to be glued. So that was one of the challenges that I had to deal with. And with that, I had to, work it so that I wouldn't have any problem with getting everything squared off. Now, I do have a idea list on Amazon. And I'll have that link down in the description, which has basically every single tool that I used in order to build this glider. And one of the other things that I wanted to make sure that you saw this, because as I'm working through here, what you'll see is I'll use the razor blade, and there's tabs, so they don't cut through the entire thing to make sure the structure stays together well. So they don't cut through everything with the laser cutter when they're cutting this. When they're laser cutting the glider itself, they don't cut through everything. So what you're going to have to do is take a razor blade, and that's what I suggest you do, and go and cut all of the tabs, because the paper on the foam is pretty thick, and if you don't cut those tabs, you could possibly rip the paper off of the foam, and you don't want to do that. So make sure that you go ahead and cut through everything, and make sure all of your surfaces are nice and clean, and all of the foam that you have to pull out of the other surfaces, make sure that those are nice and clean, so that you can get really good 90-degree angles where you need them, so your fuselage is straight and you have everything that you in it, and that it works out properly. If you want to make sure everything is square, you can use a gift card or a credit card. You don't have to have a triangle the way I do, or have any special tools in order to do it the way I do. You can just use a gift card on a nice solid surface table and be able to make sure that everything is lined up perfectly. But again, it's so much fun. I really enjoyed building this plane, and just took my time and do that. You may, over time, if you keep building planes or keep doing flight test kits, which is what I expect to happen, you're going to get really good and really quick at doing them. But for your first 1, 2, 3, I'd actually suggest buying this 5 glider kit and start building these gliders. Build all 5 to see how good you get at building them before you go to the powered planes that they have at FliteTest. They're fantastic. I do plan on building them, like I said, but I'm planning on building the FT Tutor after this. But still, take your time and just make sure that you pay attention to the instructions, and if you really do take your time and follow the instructions in the build video, which I also have linked in the description, then you won't have any problem with building this plane and this glider essentially, and get that experience so that you can build other planes from FliteTest. This is one of their easier planes. I think it's a skill level like 2 maybe, but I think the FT Tutor is a skill level 3. But again, it was just fun to build, and I actually filled the nose up with hot glue to weigh the nose down because it's a little tail heavy. But I was able to put another weight in it today, and shortly you're going to see me out flying it. I just actually went out because I didn't have any recorded footage of my first couple of tosses of this glider, so I don't know what happened to them. So I went ahead and went out as I was editing and recorded gliding this plane just a little bit for you, so you got an opportunity to see that. And I'm telling you, it flies very well. Nice glider, and it is an actual airfoil and has lift, and with the dihedral in the wings, it basically wants to level itself out, so glides very well. Oh yeah, you get it balanced right, she flies. So I went through the video as quickly as I possibly could. I will be also creating a powered version of this. In that experience, I'll try to take my time in the video, build video, and show what my thought process is and what I'm doing. I'm looking for better ways of creating this type of content. So if you have questions, thoughts, ideas, ways that you would like to see for me to demonstrate or show you how I'm building, designing as I'm going through and learning, then please do drop that information down in the comment section so I can read through it and use that to help create better content here for you. So you want to subscribe if you want to find out what's going on. This is a place where I can do some of the stuff that I want to do. I want to take some of the passion that I have, and I can pour it into this channel and into you and share with you my experience as I learn how to design and build and fly model aircraft. So I hope this helped you in some way. Have an absolutely fantastic day, and I look forward to talking to you again in a future video.